Have you ever noticed that some people earn good money and still feel financially stuck? Not broke, not struggling to survive, just stuck. They earn more than their parents did. They live in modern apartments. They drive reliable cars. They take 1 or 2 vacations a year. And yet, 5 or 10 years later, their net worth hasn't moved much. So the real question becomes, are you building wealth, or are you just financing a lifestyle? Let's look at a normal example in the United States or Western Europe. Imagine someone earning $75,000 a year in the US, or 55,000 euros in parts of Europe, a solid middle-class income. After taxes, health insurance, and retirement contributions, maybe they bring home around $4,200 per month. Now the fixed costs begin. Rent in a mid-sized American city, $1,800, or a modest mortgage in the suburbs, similar number. Car payment, $450. Insurance and fuel, another $250. Student loan payments, $300. Groceries and utilities, $700.
Subscriptions, gym membership, phone plan, $250. We haven't even touched dining out, weekend trips, weddings, birthdays, or the occasional I deserve this purchase. By the end of the month, maybe $300 or $400 remains. On paper, this person is responsible. They're not reckless. They're not overspending wildly. But here's the quiet issue. Most of their income is committed to maintaining a standard of living, not building ownership. The car isn't an asset, it's depreciating. The apartment builds no equity. The credit card points feel rewarding, but the balance quietly rolls over. They're financing comfort. And the system makes this feel normal. In fact, it encourages it. Car dealerships don't ask, can you afford this car in cash? They ask, can you afford $399 per month? Banks don't advertise total interest paid over 7 years. They advertise manageable monthly payments. Developers don't sell financial independence.
They sell lifestyle, proximity to downtown, modern finishes, social proof. So people optimize for monthly affordability, not long-term ownership. Let's run simple math. If you finance a $35,000 car over 6 years at moderate interest, you might pay around $42,000 total. That extra $7,000 doesn't feel painful because it's spread out. Now imagine instead investing $400 per month into a broad market index fund averaging 7% annually. Over 10 years, that becomes roughly $69,000. Over 20 years, it's closer to $200,000. Same $400. Different direction. This isn't about never enjoying life. It's about understanding what your money is actually doing. Most middle-class earners increase income over time, but expenses rise in parallel. First job out of college, shared apartment, used car. 5 years later, 1-bedroom luxury unit, leased SUV. 10 years later, bigger home, private school, lifestyle expectations. Income grows, but so does identity. And this is where psychology enters. Humans don't just spend to consume. They spend to signal competence, stability, success. A reliable car becomes a quiet proof that I'm doing well. A nicer apartment signals adulthood. Vacations become social currency. The spending isn't irrational, it's social. And once your lifestyle upgrades, it becomes your new baseline. What felt luxurious 2 years ago now feels normal. That's lifestyle inflation. It's subtle, gradual, almost invisible. And because you can technically afford it, it doesn't feel dangerous. But here's the long-term impact. If your savings rate stays around 5% to 8% of income, wealth builds very slowly. At that pace, most of your net worth after 20 years might still be tied to home equity, not liquid investments. You'll feel stable, but not free. Now compare that to someone earning the same income, but thinking differently. They don't ask, what monthly payment can I handle? They ask, how much of my income is buying future freedom?
They drive reliable but boring cars longer than socially necessary. They increase investments when income rises instead of increasing lifestyle proportionally. They still live well, just slightly below their means, consistently. Not dramatically below, not extreme, just intentional. Over time, that gap compounds. 10 years later, they may not look dramatically different from their peers, but their investment accounts quietly grow. Their optionality increases. Their stress decreases. The real divide isn't income. It's whether income is being converted into assets or absorbed by lifestyle. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You can earn well and still delay wealth for decades simply by normalizing financed comfort. This doesn't mean you should eliminate enjoyment. It means you should occasionally pause and ask, if my income stopped tomorrow, what would still belong to me? The house with equity, the investment portfolio, the business stake, or just a collection of monthly obligations? Most people never consciously choose to finance a lifestyle. It happens automatically, one reasonable decision at a time. And that's why awareness matters more than intensity. You don't need extreme frugality. You don't need side hustle obsession. You just need clarity about the direction your money is flowing. Because in the end, wealth isn't built by earning more alone. It's built by owning more, and those are not the same thing.